Hello students, let us now learn how to make molecular or chemical formula of compounds formed from radicals having same valency. The first case that I have taken up here is when valency of both the acidic and the basic radical is 1. I will be taking up 5 examples and hope that will make things very clear to you all. As discussed in the previous video, that there are 3 basic steps to be followed in the crisscross method of making a chemical formula. So first step involved is you need to write the name of the radical. Second step, you write the symbol and valency without the sign. And third step is that you interchange the valency and finally write the final formula. Let us take the first example. The first compound for which we are going to write a chemical formula is potassium nitrate. We need to make sure that in the first step we mention the basic and the acidic radical. So the basic radical present in the compound potassium nitrate is potassium. So under basic we first write potassium. So this is the basic radical present in potassium nitrate. The acidic radical present in potassium nitrate is nitrate. Coming to the second step, we need to mention the symbol and valency without the sign. Symbol of potassium is K and its valency is 1. So you have to make sure you do not put the sign here. Nitrate is NO3. Please remember children, here N and O both are capital and the valency of NO3 is 1. Now before we put the valency, make sure you put the whole of it in a bracket. We are doing this only to avoid any confusion while doing crisscross. Put it in a bracket and put the valency in the superscript. I am using a different color so that you understand the difference while doing crisscross. So what is the third step? We now need to interchange the valency. And before doing the interchange, as discussed earlier, you need to write the symbols as it is. K over here and NO3 together. And don't forget to put it in a bracket because that will make sure that you do not make any changes to the formula. Formula remains as it is. The only change that happens is with the valencies. So now we do a crisscross. This one of potassium comes down here in the subscript of NO3. And this one of the superscript of NO3 goes here below this K1. So the final formula which we get is KNO3 without a bracket. Now here we do not need to put a bracket because both of them are having the same valency, that is 1. So this is how we do the crisscross method for potassium nitrate. Now let's take another example. Ammonium hydroxide. This is the second example which I am going to take. Again, the first step that we are going to follow is we will first write the basic radical and then the acidic radical. Basic radical present here is ammonium. So we will first write under basic, we are going to write the name of the basic radical which is ammonium. Under acidic, we will write the name of the acidic radical which is hydroxide in this case. After writing this, the second step is we need to write the symbol and valency without the sign. So symbol of ammonium is N capital, H capital, 4 in the subscript. Put the whole in a bracket and put 1 on top of it because the valency of ammonium is 1. Then coming to hydroxide, hydroxide is O capital, H capital. Again put the whole of it in a bracket because it is containing more than 1 atoms in it. And its valency is also 1. Now the next step is you need to interchange the valency. So when you interchange valency, NH4, as I've already told you, symbol remains the same. Let it be in a bracket. OH also remains the same. Let it also be in a bracket. Now we show an interchange. I'm using another colored pen. This one comes down here below and make sure children that you write it outside the bracket. It should not be inside, it should be outside the bracket. This one which is in the superscript again comes down here along this arrow. Make sure that you put a proper arrow, comes down here below this one. In the final answer we do not have to put these 1 and 1. The final answer becomes N capital, H capital, 4 O capital, H capital. Now here you have to notice one thing. We are not putting brackets in the final answer. We had put brackets here in order to avoid any confusion and so that you understand that we are not changing the formula at all. And when you do an interchange, valency always comes down in the subscript. This is a mistake mostly done by students, that while doing an interchange as well, instead of putting it this valency in the subscript, they start putting it in the superscript. They put 1 over here, which is absolutely an incorrect way. So you have to make sure this is how you show an interchange and this is how you show the crisscross. By crisscross, you show the formation of this radical. Let's take third example, and now we are going to take the example of sodium bicarbonate. Now as the name says, sodium bicarbonate. So the basic radical here is sodium very clearly, and the acidic radical present here is bicarbonate. Bicarbonate is the acidic radical. Now the symbol and valency is of sodium, as we all know. Sodium has a valency, has a symbol Na. Its valency is 1. Since this is one single atom only, this is the symbol of one single atom, we are not putting a bracket here. Okay. Now the next case is bicarbonate. Bicarbonate has 3 different atoms: hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, all in capitals, 3 in the subscript. Put the whole in a bracket. Now here we are putting a bracket because we have 3 different atoms. Basically it is a polyatomic ion. We put a 1 in the superscript. Now we write Na here. Again symbol comes as it is because the next step is we interchange the valency. We write Na as it is. We write HCO3 as it is. Put the whole in a bracket. Now you show the interchange. When you show the interchange, this one comes down here below. You have to remember it comes outside the bracket, not inside the bracket. And this one comes down here, which is again in the subscript. In the subscript. In the final answer, now we write the final formula, which will be Na, N capital, A small, because this is the symbol of sodium. And then we write bicarbonate, HCO3. Here we do not put a bracket. Why we are not putting a bracket? Because both of them are having the same valency and the valency is coming out to be 1. This is how we write the chemical formulae. This is how we show it by crisscross method. Sodium bicarbonate. Let's take the fourth example. Potassium bisulfite. For potassium bisulfite, again, we first write the radical, basic radical and acidic radical. As the name says, potassium bisulfite. So the basic radical present here is potassium. The acidic radical present in bisulfate is, in potassium bisulfate is bisulfate. Now we write its symbol and valency. Symbol of potassium is K. Its valency is 1. K is a single atom. We do not put any bracket here. Bisulfate has 3 atoms, H, S, O, 4. We put the whole in a bracket. Its valency is 1. If you want, as I am using different colors, you can use different colors to show the valency. When we do an interchange, we write the symbol as it is. K comes down here as it is. Bisulfate, we write it as it is, H, S, O, 4. Preferably putting it in a bracket. Now you show the interchange. That also I'm showing with a different colored pen. So this one over here comes down here in the subscript. This one, which is here, comes down here in the subscript of potassium. So basically interchange of radicals. And the final formula, K capital, H capital, S capital, O capital and 4. KHSO4, because both of them are having valency 1. Now we do not put the bracket. We write it as KHSO4. This is the answer to potassium bisulfate. This is how we do it by crisscross method. And finally, let us take the last example. Fifth example, that is of ammonium nitrate. Ammonium, as the term says, ammonium nitrate. The basic radical present here is ammonium. Is the basic radical. Acidic radical present here is nitrate. Okay, so we write nitrate over here, ammonium nitrate. The next step that we do is we need to write the symbol and valency. Symbol of ammonium is NH4. We put it in a bracket. Its valency is 1. Nitrate is N capital O capital 3. 3 is below. Children, please remember the formula of nitrate is NO3. Okay. And its valency is also 1. We write its valency on the top. In the next step, we need to show the interchange. We interchange valencies. In the step 3, we write NH4 as it is. Okay. We write NO3 as it is over here. Put it in a bracket. Now you show the interchange. When you show the interchange, this one of ammonium comes down here below NO3. This one of NO3, this valency of NO3 comes down here outside NH4 the whole twice. NH4 the whole 1. In the final answer, we write it as NH4 NO3. N capital, H capital 4 in the subscript, N capital, O capital 3 in the subscript. We do not write 1 and 1 because even if we don't write, it means it is 1. So this is how we write the chemical formulae for those compounds which are formed from radicals where both the radicals are having valency 1. I hope this topic would be clear to all of you and you will be easily able to solve questions where both the radicals of compounds formed from same valency.